I think sir has already given an introduction for my presentation today. Uh, yes, as he has explained, though we should not use English as a language rather than our vernacular languages, we should be aware about another link language to link the world. In that scenario, I am talking about achieving verb formation competency in Sri Lankan undergraduates. To give an introduction, as he has explained, in 1987, it was considered as a link language to Sri Lanka, or it is the lingua franca in Sri Lanka, and it is known as an essential part, not only in education field but also in social, economic and political fields as well. English as a reconciliation tool to establish relationship between communities. Of course, as Sir has explained, it is for the moment we have to use it as a link language until we achieve trilingualism for all the Sri Lankans. I'm talking about undergraduates in Sri Lanka because they are the immediate future leaders of the society. Therefore, my study focused only for them. English language has engendered a timely need in the present social arena, and it has identified by the government. I would like to provide two other documents: National Action Plan for Youth Employment in Sri Lanka. This is one of the documents that is very important and which has identified the necessity of English. And as he has mentioned, this is another draft, another document which shows the identification and the necessity of English for Sri Lankans. 10-year national plan which has recently launched, which is headed by Dr. Sunima Fernando. And secondly, language unifies and binds a nation when natives are different in vernacular languages. In that particular scenario, we need to pay a special attention for that. And basically, I am focusing the undergraduates in humanities and social sciences faculties. It is because according to the researches done, it has identified that is the only faculty which has lesser number of English medium lectures. Therefore, the undergraduates have less exposure to the language. As we already know, it is only a limited number of undergraduates or the students get exposure to English language in their day-to-day life. As undergraduates, especially in the undergraduates in faculty of humanities and social sciences, they get very less number of opportunities. Therefore, this study focused only for them, and the sample was also selected by them. I have 4 main objectives. These are them: to identify errors if there are errors in verb formation, and discover the causes, because we can go for remedies by identifying the causes. And these are 2 limitations that I have, because this cannot be generalized to all the universities, although I am representing one of the universities in Sri Lanka, and this is only a basic identification of errors. This is the language, English language in Sri Lankan university system. We all know, still it is not a prerequisite to enter Sri Lankan universities. English is not a compulsory subject, but to obtain a degree, it is necessary. And all the ELTUs and ELTDs are in the process of developing it, and the UTEL, University Test of English Language, they are already trying to maintain the standards in English within the Sri Lankan university system. And I'm moving to the core. And to talk about the verbs in English language, the accuracy of language formation is compulsory in achieving grammatical competency of language to be proficient in English language. Of course, the study reveals low competency level of verb formation. The focus group that I have used for this study they belong to this category. Unfortunately, I have to reveal this is only nearly almost 30% of the student undergraduates only. Not undergraduates, actually, when they go through their advanced level, this is the bitter reality that we have to accept. When they come to the university, this was their competency level. This was my target group, 2009 A-level students. When they come to the university, I have studied their behavior of verb formation. The verb formation errors can be categorized in two main ways. Identifying basic errors in basic verb classes and the verb formation errors in time and aspect. In the first category, there are four main subclasses. Lexical verb with inappropriate verb forms. I have given only one example for each category. Transitive verbs and intransitive verbs with errors. And third category is ditransitive and intensive verbs with errors. The final one is, of course, sorry, it should not be lexical verbs. It is the verbs, auxiliary verbs with some errors with basic verb forms. And the second category, verb formation errors relevant to time and aspect. Because the first classification will be difficult for the undergraduates as they are beginners for the language. It will be easy to identify in this manner in time and aspect, because most of them are, we try to give at least the basic concepts of language formation in tense types. There are 7 categories if I am categorizing according to their error types. Inappropriate verb repetition, for example, like that, unfit insertion of be form verbs, and improper verbs after do and does, an omission of has or had, have before past participle verbs. The fifth category will be absence of past participle verb after has and have, malformed verbs after modal verbs, and omission of be before past participle verbs. Likewise, I have categorized them, then I try to analyze it and see at least whether they are able to form their sentences at least for basic tense types. According to that, I have found out, this was the survey result, they have attempted to write more sentences in simple present tense. The failures are in green color and red. It indicates their successful attempts, and according to this categorization, it shows that we need to give more assistance for them, more basic knowledge for them. It shows we have to rethink about these undergraduates, especially because the undergraduates, those who are in humanities and social sciences, will be future leaders tomorrow. According to the numbers, I think they are the majority, those who are going to be future leaders in the society rather than the other faculties. So in conclusion, I have to emphasize that English verb formation competency of undergraduates, which is an imperative segment in achieving accuracy in language. Causes of errors, with the intention of identifying errors, I thought of minimizing the causes: overgeneralization of grammar rules, ignorance and confusion of grammar rules, incomplete application of rules, because that happens because we use English as a second language in most of the families, or most of us use that as a second language or the link language. It is not our vernacular language. For that, they might have more problems. So these are some suggestions. Provide the basic knowledge of verb formation. Of course, all the teachers, language teachers provide verb formation theories, but it should be clear and exact when they were imposed on the, it should not be imposed, but we should deliver in the sense that they can acquire it easily. Facilitate students to identify and use grammar rules according to the tense and aspect. Ensure regular practice of language. That is, recurrent practice is essential, because to achieve competency in writing, of course, we have to make them write and revise and check. That is what I have identified according to the study. Any questions, please? And before winding up, I must say that this is only one of its. If I'm thinking this as a, if I'm imagining long-lasting peace in sustainable peace in Sri Lanka as a colossal, a giant palace or a mansion, this would be a little brick in one wall in education field only. So there may be many limitations, but my attempt is to identify those errors and pay their attention for the second time for this field, to identify and find for other remedies to recover and streamline this field of education.